damage with his E and his R. He has slightly less access to the soldiers. And what was the other big change? The mana changes, of course. So he has a lot less access to sort of free early shove in the laning phase, as the Shy's going to give us a Gwen game. So
okay,
that's interesting, Hysterics, to say the least.
Yeah, it is. I mean, again, the Shy, when he debuted on Weibo last year, this was the pick he played consistently. He was one of the best Gwens in the league. And this time, instead of it just being the Cassante, wait for 6, it looks like the Shy's going to play the Gwen, wait till 6-2, but still have a lot more threat in the solo lane. So, interestingly enough, you get your melee top laner here, Jamada, for Caster to try and obliterate through, while we know that EDG are going to be trying to hit bot in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely. EDG should be through the bottom side of the map. I think now, for Weibo, they do have the flex.
It gets them close to start talking about playoffs here in week number 8. Our Tuesday is gorgeous. I cannot believe we have gotten these 2 series on a weekday.
What's wrong with that? So it's not officially the match of the week? Is that what you're saying, Hysterics?
Well, it's not. No. I'm saying I can't believe it. I am in awe that we get this when, you know, this weekend we have LNG JDG. That's obviously going to be our match of the week. Weibo RNG would have been better if RNG were fielding a better team right now. But look, Tuesday, today feels so much better. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of intensity going around, and especially with the next series with Top Esports LNG coming up after this. Feels so aptly named Terrific Tuesday.
It's Tuesday, isn't it? You said the thing.
Yeah.
The English guy said the thing.
Oh, sorry. Every time you say "in it" to me, I'm just like, oh, it's like me saying "how's it going?" or like, yeah, mate. Like, it's literally the stereotype.
It is. I've got too many accents in me because I'm from London. It's almost unhealthy. Oh.
That is good. Don't worry about it.
It is good. No, it is good. It is good. But what isn't good for Weibo is the amount of poke and pressure that they are likely going to feel in the isolated 2v2 here. And again, it's not going to get better, and Leave and Mako just doing their best to try and abuse the range advantage that they have at the level 1.
Already just a pain to deal with, as you said. And we'll keep our eyes peeled on the bottom side, especially how JJ gets in. You already mentioned setting up this bottom side. Acts of aggression early here from the jungler. And it'll be up to Cast to see what he can do to negate that. As for the time being, Light actually getting a pretty decent trade back onto Leave. And one of the best trades we'll probably see in this whole laning phase, as Crispin Light used that small window. And Carson now nearby, just in case anything elevates into bad to worse.
Smart pathing from Carson. He knows JJ is going to be down here super early. 3 camp, bot side, play defensively. Could have maybe tried to look to snatch up his blue buff as well. But they will spot vision up on JJ through the river, so they know he's where he is right now. It's more about what the response will actually be and how Weibo can actually maybe stop the aggression. It's not going to start with the blue buff or anything, so Caster's going to get away with not having to deal with a direct invade, but they still know JJ is in the area.
So Caster plays it ever so patiently. The ward down onto the blue buff while Caster thinks about getting into the lane. He sees blue being started up, and straight away, Caster's thinking, well, can I find a response here to Mako and Leave? Instead, Crisp is going to move with him as JJ on this blue buff won't really have the smite damage yet. The cocoon negated by an Arctic Assault. And now JJ in a bit of trouble. He has to rappel up, but no direction to go. Mako's coming in. JJ flashes away, but matched by Caster gets the permafrost down. JJ about to go, and first blood over to Weibo with a smart punish. As now Leaves taking the damage. Lights out though, so he can't help out. As jumping in, Fofo has used all his mana up. Xiaohu now slowing him down, sending through the flash. The light binding was so good. Scatterwing comes through. Weibo might just find yet another kill. The early game was meant to be EDG, but now with yet another summoner, the 5-head is exploding on my screen.
Everybody on the bottom side of the map used Flash. Hysterics. Everyone got involved in that extended play, and it all comes from JJ trying to get onto the blue buff. The Q connects even though Caster's stunned up, and the only reason why JJ doesn't die sooner is because that W just barely flies wide. As JJ comes back down, has the opportunity to flash away, get a little bit of distance, but once the permafrost comes in, dash forward from Light ensues. Chris picks up the kill, and now he's got red buff, so he's got an auto attack with no mana. Everybody coming backwards, like we mentioned. Fofo uses all of his mana on the combo. Azir got these massive mana nerfs on this patch. So after he does that, that's it. He's out. He's got no more gas in the tank. The W doesn't quite take out Fofo. Light comes back over the wall, but doesn't quite have the damage, and the chase down doesn't quite result in another kill, but it does finally get Leaf's flash.
As you said, 8 flashes burned in that one play, and a handful of other summoners as well. The whole map is blinking right now, apart from Arla and the Shy, but even then, the Shy ghosted. So something happened up in the top side. Arla didn't burn his own flash. He's the only one sitting with a summoner right now, outside of that cleanse from Leave. And it's kind of hilarious to watch this game start off in the way it did, but First Blood did go over to Crisp, and as was saying, Weibo found themselves an advantage. And Jamada, that bottom lane, some room to breathe for the time being.
Yeah, just a little bit. You already see, though, EDG as they return, immediately shoving up the wave, immediately hitting the tower. And that is going to continue. So expect JJ, even though the play doesn't necessarily go the way that they want it to this time around, continue to repeat that same level of pressure around the bottom side. There's no summoner spells this time around. You see, it's the same blue buff because it didn't die in the initial play.
It's still there.
It's still there, looking at him menacingly. JJ was maybe thinking about information, potentially a dive if a wave gets stacked up or pushed in. It won't be the case as Casa, again, just shadowing and ensuring that JJ puts down as little pressure as possible down here on the bottom side.
But Fofo, meanwhile, going for the all-in into Xiao, who there's no ulti available to flip him back. He just hit 6, though. Fofo doesn't have flash, though, because it was burned in the previous play as JJ comes in. His flash 2 was down, so Xiao will just be zoned out of the mid wave.
Dude, that was so cheeky. So what was trying to happen there was that Fofo was trying to dash into the cannon and then find the angle with the re-angle to actually shuffle Xiaohu back in. The cannon doesn't die, and as JJ comes through, smites the creep to try and see if Fofo could still find the angle. Very, very acute stuff there. Unlucky that it doesn't land from EDG, as it's very, very creative, and it certainly would have caught Xiaohu off guard.
And the flip back without that flash would have netted a kill for EDG, and this early game be right back on track. Leaf and Mako pushing in the meantime, though. JJ was spotted out in a water control ward that's now been cleared out. And Weibo had passes sit by the brush as well, just in case. But he's backed away, gone towards red buff. Now he won't be able to save any play that comes down here. Well, JJ continues hovering in the area, especially with that dragon up Jamada. It does feel like EDG only a matter of time before they start this one off. And we just look towards the trade to see what Weibo can find on the other side of the map.
Yeah, it's definitely looking like a trade angle. We did say Casa and the Shy as a duo up here. Very, very hard to move. Gwen plus Sejuani, but they've not necessarily had the opportunity to use that duo yet because they've had to respond to all of the aggression from the bottom side. You said the dragon is going to go down, and yeah, it's kind of a foregone conclusion as long as it doesn't go too sideways. You know, that earlier skirmish, Caitlyn, Lux, Elise, it's a bit too hard to remove that pressure. And so far it hasn't been, as Weibo, they're moving down towards the bottom side, and there is a Glacial Prison available for Casa, but I think it's too little too late. And that dragon will go over to EDG.
Okay, so good start still. Dragon going over is exactly what you'd expect at this point. Herald wasn't up, so 15 seconds maybe for JJ to see what he can find up there. As Casa's going to be going over wards. He's got that Glacial Prison, as you said, so might be able to find something as the Shy decides Hallowed Mist time has come, and straight away the Decimating Smash is negated. You gotta love Gwen, as he is level 6 as well, level 7 rather, so Needlework is available. Which means we're gonna start talking turkey here with this champion, as Arla is gonna find it a little bit hard to come through. Now, Jamada, he does have Catalyst, so he's able to survive a little bit more damage here up in this top lane, but just waiting for the Shy to get his first item.
Interesting. I mean, unless he's going Rod of Ages, I guess he's going Abyssal Mask, which
True.
I guess it's gonna actually amp up JJ and Fofo's damage quite a bit. Don't even Mako, right? Because that's how that item works. So I like the adaptation. Really nice scout from Xiaohu. There's 5 members around the mid lane.
Cocoon lands on Chris. Glacial Prison flashed away from. There's that Summoner again. That's probably the 10th flash in this game.
Yeah, I think it is.
9.
9. No. So, oh wait, I'm trying to do math. I'm trying to do maths on broadcast. I've been told never to do it. Never to do it on broadcast. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's 10 and leave it at that. So Fofo no flash. We'll see if that can be punished in the next couple of minutes. It's still nice to see EDG try and look proactively around that area of the map as Light finds a really nice chunk onto Mako. And actually, this could be an opportunity for JJ to slip in as Casa's on the Herald right now in the top side.
Oh yeah.
But it's not gonna be taken advantage of. They will just back away.
Good from Xiao here. There's the flash away. Fofo comes in with the Emperor's Divide. Xiao a little bit over ambitious and he gets punished for it.
Yeah, definitely does. Had just used the Scat of the Week as well. That's the tool you need to stop Azir from getting you underneath the tower. So, like you say, definitely a little bit over ambitious, over eager to find some trade damage. As Casa has the Herald. Question is, where will it be placed? That's an unlucky ward.
Observers just, I don't know, man. Honestly,
they are brutal. That's one thing I've noticed. Like they will focus on anything.
Dude, they zoom in on cannons. Like you get a -1 in the game, but they literally zoom in. There's like sitting there with he has no flash. He burned it before. Xiao dead with the rappel up and down. He goes with Fofo picking up the kill.
Yeah, we said EDG. They've been looking aggressively through the mid lane constantly, and they finally get their payoff. Flash from Jie. And Xiaohu with no flash. It got burned earlier by Fofo. Yeah, just getting punished for that eagerness we were talking about no more than a minute ago. And EDG finally finds something, and hopefully they can, for their sake, continue to actually pick on him and get Fofo into a very comfortable position where he can get out a lot of damages. Right now, on the bottom side of the map, the pressure is still being felt. There's a slow CS lead mounting, but I think the more important thing to note realistically is that a lot of the plates have been knocked off that bottom side tower for EDG. So achieving its role so far. We'll see what Weibo can answer with once the Gale Force comes in, once the Mandate comes in. Because again, as we saw last game, that is the power spike of this duo.
Absolutely, and already the aggression comes through quite nicely as look at the bottom lane, things still going well for Leaf and Mako, but for how long? Xiao and Casa are moving down. Mako has an intuition that someone's there, but that Blast Coney enables Xiaohu to walk the long way around as they set up for this tier 1 turret, trying to get some more plates, and the Herald will do that, but the response here from EDG is going to be big. Casa, it's a trap as he walks on in. Fofo knocks him over the wall, isn't leaving Mako, but they don't find him. The final spark, good damage, but the Herald still gets its charge. 4 members are down here, ready for a party yet again, but does it continue on?
That's the question. Will the Fiesta continue? JJ wants it to. EDG wants it to.
Glacial Prison finds its mark. Scout of the Week is good. They knew they were in there, but Casa survived so damn long. Light gets the kill. That's a great start here as Weibo don't lose anyone in response. EDG's jungler is now down.
Yeah, JJ just steps a bit too far forward. Isn't able to respond in time. Get a repel up. Weibo just turned that play on its head a little bit. Dragon's up in 30 seconds. I imagine both of these teams are still going to return back to the map and look to prioritize that. Weibo looking for a return. There's actually no vision because the control ward's there.
Oh yeah, oh
yeah,
oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh no,
Nothing.
oh yeah.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no, oh yeah.
Oh no. Oh, that's how we cast. I've always wondered if we spoke like 2 words, you know, how you would cast. The word is yeah, nah. I think as an Australian, I could nail it.
Yeah, I just like caveman speak. Yes.
Yeah.
No. No.
Yes.
Yes.
Me hit Trundle. Me hit Rock. Oh my god. When Trundle was in meta, the best casting ever. When Trundle takes over team fights, bro, that's everything. You get in there, it's like playing League. I don't know if you ever remember old Volibear. But
oh yeah, I do.
When he used to flip, bro, I would play Volibear like I was the bear. I would yell at the monitor, flip people real life. I would flip my keyboard sometimes. I get so into it, bro. But anyway, that's how you should cast as well. As Dragon's up, and Chris is dead. He's just dead. How do you get out?
You don't. As he's dead. And he's back to the death count. He sees a great screen right now. And EDG should just be able to seize control of this Dragon attempt by Weibo. It was a little bit weak. There wasn't really enough priority. And Chris, I'm not sure what he's doing there. Is he maybe trying to just get vision? Bad timing? Unsure. Either way, the result is EDG. They'll get the Mountain Dragon, and that's 2 to the good of them. Let's see whether or not they can start to stack up towards the soul. And I will say the team that has picked up a lot more of the early Dragons faster. I was wondering whether or not Carson would pull the trigger there. Definitely had a bit of a tendency to, you know, find better team fights just because they're pressuring the enemy team into them.
True.
This draft, however, not necessarily about, you know, who's going into who. I feel like Weibo have a couple of sort of at-ranged, non-committal tools to really sort of almost one-shot a lot of the squishy targets on EDG, whereas EDG have to play a lot more of their range. and the damage that they can maybe find. And I guess eventually Fofo, given how he's playing, is probably going to look for shuffles, but we'll see. Hello.
Shout
Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Where is the Spider Queen? No, no. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
What?
just chilling, bro. Okay, never mind. Forget it.
Why? I guess maybe
Jet
it's just paying respect to like where Weibo could be, but quite head scratcher. That's a head scratcher. That's what that is. I think at the very least the extended sequence is going to let them all slip down towards the bottom side and probably secure this dragon. Engage.
Okay, bottles buck, beautiful. Look at the combo from Leaf. Flash away, Mako has to use as he's in a dangerous spot, but now the turret is a bear's breath from going down, and JJ survives along the trade as well. EDG, they're once again snowballing this game. Good snowball effect, especially now on to leave on this Caitlyn. Jamada, conditions are being hit nicely.
Conditions are being hit nicely. Tower gone just after plates fall off, a minute past. Engage, understandable from cast up, but the okay, I was wondering why Chris ended up where he was. I thought he just overstepped a little bit, but he flashed forward looking for a bubble, it looks like. Immediately he's the cocoon, and yeah, just dies for it. Unlucky from the side of Crisp.
Yeah. It was a kind of a sad moment considering that Chris was being talked up all series long, but with his death, turret goes down, 30 CS lead in bot. Leave is massive, and after taking down that turret, they now set up for the Herald as Cast has gone over this wall. He now has the Arctic Assault out as all for Herald. It's not going to be a fight won or even one taken. Weibo lose out on yet another objective as Casa looks for the side angle, but he doesn't have a Glacial Prison available. And just like that, EDG are out again with everything in their hands.
Yep, this game is looking a lot better for them. Got the agency on a lot of the map so far. I will say now, as the mid game crests over, one thing that went kind of under the radar was that the Shy kind of got a free lane on this Gwen.
Yeah.
And I have seen many a Gwen take over mid games in my time. We'll see what the options are for the Shy and how much backline access specifically he is given. EDG really do want to play this out, you know, with front to back, use their zoning tools, the Caitlyn, the Azir, things like that, to kind of just keep Weibo at a distance and try and poke them out. And it's on Weibo to either not let that setup come through, or break the defense.
Was used.
Yeah, really good.
As you said.
Yeah, try to break that defense as Weibo, get through some of that zoning tools. And I think a lot of that is going to actually start with the Shy finding flanks on the backline.
Yeah, again, as you said, free lane. I think important to note that Arla was able to keep up in CS in this matchup, but, you know, the Gwen cresting towards 2 items now with the Blasting Wand in hand. And we'll just have to see how the Shy picks those angles you were talking about, because third Dragon's coming up. A minute 10, and EDG are in control of this game. They might only have a 1k gold lead, but guys, we're looking at Caitlyn. We're looking at the Azir here in a comfortable position. CS leads throughout, apart from the top lane. And the pick potential, Jamada, the CC layering so far has been really difficult. If Weibo get caught out, their room for error is so small.
Yeah, exactly. If one bit of CC connects, it's almost impossible for the next bit to connect. Yeah. Light's the only one who could maybe survive with a cleanse at best. As towers go down, mid lane, second charge is going to go through. Eye's not going to open. Oh, it just does. Back end. But Shy is in trouble. He's ghosting back, but it seems like with the ghost blow, EDG not really feeling like a commitment on the side lane is where they want to be at.
Ace in the hole comes through. Leave is able to do some damage here in the meanwhile, but 15 seconds till Dragon. They have priority. TP is going to come through. EDG is owned out a little bit here, but that teleport is going to be the Shy. The level 13 Gwen, who's already burnt the ghost you talked about. Ultimate is available here with the Blasting Jewel in hand. And no Void Staff yet here as Weibo move towards position. It's all for this Cloud Dragon. Arla on the back angle for now. Trying to pull himself apart, but Casa misses the ulti. It flies wide here. Tidal Wave used through as well as my stream. Looks like it's going to the absolute pits now. JJ has to flash away. The Shy Needlework doesn't connect. Everyone is whipping Jamada.
Execution, not quite met there, but it's EDG still on the side of the Dragon, and with Casa chunked out, this should just about be enough for EDG to pick up this third Dragon of the game. It's Cloud Dragon, Cloud Soul. Haven't spoken about it much. And honestly, this is one of the few games where I would say all of the extra movement speed, if they pick it up on the next dragon, is going to make life quite oppressive for Weibo, because as EDG, you want to rotate around the map quite a bit at this point in the game, and it could come through. We'll talk about it in a second. This dragon attempt, Castle rather, the engage attempt just flies wide and is able to flash out. But beyond that, the Shy, you know, he's buying a lot of space, but no one else on Weibo can really step forward and get the damage in that needs to be done. As Ala is still a massive, bulky tank. Because indeed, what's cooking up here? The answer is nothing.
Shimada, in that last play, Xiao altered an Elise. Like, that was just, it was a misery of whiffs coming through. As now the Shy in a 1v2 need to work almost up to Velvet. He's doing so much damage to Ala, but knocked in, and the Hallowing Mist comes through, but the melee cocoon, Jeja ain't taking no chances here. And EDG continue to skyrocket, their stock getting worth more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. Fine pick on the Shy on the side lane, and even though, you know, on slightly different conditions, the Shy could probably turn that one around with so much CC available to the top jungle of EDG. They just lock him down. He's not able to get out. Doesn't have Merc treads, and you can see going towards those CDR boots just because the way the matchup played out. Definitely feels a little bit bad, but good pick from EDG, and like you said, stock's going up right now. And if Weibo don't have, you know, this side lane condition at the very least, or Shy feeling very strong, it feels like at the moment the rest of the map slowly falls apart just a little bit, and EDG can continue to seize control.
Well, at the moment, though, kind of depends on how they play around this Baron, this next Dragon, though, right? Because if Weibo were able to take that pick off, slow the game down, you know, the Shies we talked about, especially in that solo lane versus Silence with voice up on the way, maybe there's a chance here. But for EDG right now, control's even there, as you can see. Red buff steal turns into a Caitlyn ulti, turns into more resources on the map over to this blue-sided team. The Shy now groups up as well. But Jamana, Popo's just split pushing by himself, opening up this last outer turret. That'll be number 3 here for EDG, and that goal will be moving closer towards 3K.
Yeah, it will. EDG are very happily cruising through this game right now. They might just wait for the soul, force Weibo into a bad fight. Because again, it's the zoning tools that which make EDG very, very frustrating to play into. Around these objectives, trying to go through tropes against Caitlyn, against Azir, super obnoxious when you've only got, you know, one form of hard engage, and the rest is kind of, you know, tidal wave, scatter weak. You gotta hope these things connect and then pounce on them. And so far, Castle, I mean, like we saw at that last engage, didn't quite hit the mark, so
no,
definitely need a little bit more pinpoint accuracy there.
He's gone Warmogs first, by the way. That's that definitely feels like an SOFM move. Shout out to the man who, again, used to be on Weibo, I guess, but is now no longer on a team at all. As the old jungler would have done the exact same move, so that item's sitting there pretty.
You know,
and especially with the batteries,
I will say, you know, back in the day, SOFM, I feel like he was a bit too mad scientist-y. At least here, it kind of makes sense to have Warmogs, right? Because you might have to go for a Caitlyn trap, which might mean more CC.
Oh, whoa! That Scout of the Week was insane! The Chris Bolting follow-up, even better. The culling comes through. Jeja's low, mate goes low. Coco has to get them the hell out of there as the Shy lays them all down. The last bit of needlework on to leave. EDG got so low. Xiao scattered, and EDG were weak at the knees.
They were indeed. They almost crumbled. They're able to get out. They only lose Mako's summoner spells. Teleport was exchanged as well. Ala felt like something was gonna brew beyond just that. But Weibo, you can still see the threat available, right? It's about those longer range engage tools and trying to pounce on those opportunities. So far, EDG have left very few windows open. That was one of the few times that Weibo were able to creep in. Let's see if they can repeat something similar. Dragon's up in 1 minute's time. That's going to be Cloud Soul for EDG. And again, all of the extra movement speed out of combat flat. It's going to be so obnoxious. You're always going to be second to the play as Weibo. EDG will be walking around with Moby boots pretty much, so you have to try and stop that. It's one of the few games that will become very oppressive.
Especially the Elise, right? You go to Spider form and you sprint, and it can be really oppressive on a champ that has a constant transformation like this. Look, Xiaohu in the bottom left hand of our screen is going to find a turret, but EDG are going to match it. They're going to find mid themselves. Gold will stay crested at that 2,000 mark at 30 seconds towards that dragon that could define this game, this series. Xiao's able to get a Void Staff here as his second item. As Jamada, the one thing in that last play that was wrong as he teleports in is they didn't have enough damage.
That's not on vision. That's not on vision. It
So
wasn't
he's
a control
not
ward.
seen. You're
They
right,
don't know.
TP not seen. Good point. Teleports are not seen on control on normal wards. As
They know now.
Xiao's still not spotted out, but okay, hello, and goodbye.
And that could have maybe been an angle. It's definitely a bit of a reach, but they had no idea he was there. Now EDG will just pay a little bit of respect to the top side of the map in terms of vision, whilst you see the picture-in-picture. Leave
Dragon's gone.
GG. They're picking up that dragon, so they've got the soul. Now, there is a world where the Elder Dragon spawns in 6 minutes, and Xiaohu manages to steal it for a third game in a row, and by it I mean a major objective.
Okay.
Because Cloud Soul isn't necessarily... Casa?
Dude, look at Elise. Look at
Yeah.
Elise with Cloud Soul, dude. Oh my god! It's literally like, we get huntsmans here, bro. We get wolf spiders. I try and hit them with my boot, and they scurry away under a cupboard, and I'm like, well, I'm dying tonight in my bed. Because they're going to come out when I least expect it.
It's something out of like 8-legged freaks, isn't it? It's just like massive spider running at 100 miles an hour. Super oppressive. But it's not a combat soul, you know, per se. Now, obviously, it's got the ult function, but no one on EDG really uses it that well. I've got to say, right? It's not Hex Tech. It's not Infernal.
Okay.
Weibo can survive. They can survive. It's not impossible for them to take another fight and win. The items aren't really that far apart. Look at the inventories. It's actually even, realistically, in the actual game function. So, Weibo, even though they're down several thousand gold, it's more about the map pressure that they're experiencing right now. If EDG mess up a Baron attempt, it's pretty winnable. But it's about not losing too many members. That's the crucial thing for Weibo.
But you can see, I mean, CC attempts are being thrown out left, right, and center. That hungry pick that comes through. As you said, one mistake can define it, but gets harder when you have double Banshee's Veil, and you have so much amplification coming through. Arla's going to ult this, the Shy in a bit of trouble. The level 15 Gwen now has to run. Betty Hill this, brother, is with 4 people converging in. He dodged away from the final spark, running through. He's breaking my internet. They can't kill the Shy. Ghost is used. Well, Fofo has to run for his life.
Is the needlework eating up all of your bandwidth on your feed?
It's screwing it over.
But you can see the commitment for EDG, it's kind of interesting. I feel like they can only get away with this because they get Mobies out of combat. Light is going to eat an ace in the hole. And you can see how quickly they made it back to the mid lane. I will say, kind of surprising Weibo don't, you know, test the waters with a Baron. But the Shy is able to walk out with his life, so it's not the end of the world. But now I feel like it might be EDG's turn, potentially. They do have a fair amount of vision left to place and control, and they will just retake the top side of the map.
And now we wait it out again. Elder's up in 3.5, by the way, and that just feels like the perfect definition of what this game is JJ's Banshee's going to be taken away. There's a cocoon out. Fofo pokes through, but Casa has more. Remember, good scout of the week. Chris flies in long range for the bottom. Kills Casa. Leaves, says go back to base, and that Baron yoinks. That's ours.
You can't use Warmogs if you're dead, Casa. That's how it works. EDG now should be able to secure this one with Weibo's jungler dead, but Weibo, they're not going to let this one go without a fight. By any means, they're approaching Light. It's the front line for now.
Culling's trying to do it, but it is smite down this time. JJ doesn't want to miss. Scatter the week to get him away from him as JJ is sprinting. Dude, every time he ults, that's the flash! JJ is sprinting it, man. You've heard of Jin play the fast, but gas on JJ looks so good in this game.
It's so ridiculous. I think he's got 480 movement speed out of combat in human form. Oh, Fofo, this might be... You're a bit out of sync here.
Oh, he dodges. He didn't even see it coming in his out. Wow, this guy also has been watching Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, I guess so. Right up the spiral in the car park with that dodge. And EDG, now the rest of the team is with Fofo. They can look to siege across the map. They've got Wave to work with. And Weibo, that attempt just doesn't quite do it for them. Now the mid lane siege as 5. They don't even want to mess around in the side lane play. They just want to force it.
It'll be a great end for EDG. Dominance control. A slow and steady burn if they can win this game. It would keep them in first place. They would be defined. as our best, if not one of our best teams in the LPL. Already a surprise. I said it at the start of the series, this team had to rebuild their roster from the 2021 World Championship squad. But they have done an incredible job here, bringing it all together. Fofo is looking grand here today, but I believe the new AD carry shining quite well alongside Mako, as now it's a 5-man squad. They round up this bottom side. The Shy is not here, and Weibo say goodbye to their inner turret down here, while EDG make this a 2K Baron power play, trying to get ready for this Elder, give themselves a bit more gold to get towards those 4th items.
Yeah, this looks really, really unplayable from the front to back right now. Arla is so tanky. No one can deal with him. He's tanking up the ult as well.
There's the tidal wave. Culling comes through, but not much. It's gone! Help me out! What's going on? The Shy
for me!
Woo! It's over! EDG have broken my screen, broken the game, given a double kill. They tried for the angle, Jabata, but I feel like it's just done.
Yeah, it wasn't enough. I've got the stream up and it looks like the Shy just got caught up by a cocoon, dies, goes a bit too far forward. Casa, same thing, trying to support his top laner. Now 3 versus 5, no backline threat available to Weibo. EDG, the blood is more than in the water. They're covered in it right now. They want this game over and done with, and they want to take first place in the LPL.
Slow and steady wins the race on this one. They're tempered, they're controlled. Now going for the aggressive play. Scout of the week, something great in this game, but it's not going to be enough from Xiaohu. As EDG hold the reign of king in the LPL right now. 3 weeks until playoffs, and EDG, you better believe are going to be there.
Absolutely, they are going to be. And they're looking like they're going to be a threatening team at that in playoffs. So excited for this roster. Like you said, 9 is usually the magic number for playoffs here in the LPL. I mean, hell, given how the standings look, I feel like 8 is probably going to be a very interesting number for playoff teams towards the bottom end of that. But here, right now, it's about EDG achieving that 9-2 scoreline, taking down Weibo. And we said Weibo wanted to burst the bubble of that top 3, top 4, and unfortunately into EDG, they weren't able to do it.
Arla put his hand not on his heart, but on